is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Thurs Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Team Bahamas returned home last night after repeating as champions at CARIFTA Swimming. Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Dr. Daniel Johnson, was at the Lynden Pindling International Airport to greet the delegation. Kelsey Johnson has the story.
Major plans are on the way for eligible junior athletes at the CARIFTA level now that the Bahamas has successfully defended their title at the CARIFTA Swimming Championships.
We want to bid now for the CARIFTA Games of the region. And that becomes something that is like a junior Olympics. That we want to propose now going forward to CARICOM, that every 4 years, and the Bahamas wants to be the first to host it, and we can be the first to win it. Because I tell you, the Jamaica didn't play a little trick on us with only having track and field as a thing. Austin Seeley's vision for CARIFTA was this was a youth Olympics of the Caribbean.
And he spoke about that too.
And everyone in the world wants to see it. Well, we are ready to do it. And I think you all have propelled our ministry to make this decision that within a few years, you all are going to hear us make the first bid for the first real pan-CARIFTA Games, including about 7 sports here in the Bahamas, conferred by CARICOM and hosted by, I think, the greatest sporting country on the planet.
The Bahamas repeated as champions of the CARIFTA Swimming Championships that wrapped up in Bridgetown, Barbados on Tuesday night. The country also won the open water swim thanks to Joanna Evans, who was named the most outstanding swimmer of the championships. Evans also won the High Points Award in the 15-17 girls division, while Lily Higgs was awarded the High Points Award in the 13-14 girls.
The CARIFTA Championship belongs to the Bahamas, and I can tell you, sitting in the airport in Barbados today, and watching live news that the Bahamas has again defended its 2014 CARIFTA title. Not just the news from Barbados, but this was international news that we were able to watch in the airport, talking about the victory of Team Bahamas that was successful because of the hard work all of you put into the pool.
The next stop for Team Bahamas will be Martinique in 2016, where they will be going for 3 straight. Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Total Sports.
Thanks a lot, Kelsey. Now our CARIFTA track and field team was also able to hold its own this year, finishing second behind Jamaica. And tonight, Jared Higgs tells us about the team's key to success.
Right now, we're a unit. We're like a family right now, and the kids are really taken to the management staff that we had.
That's CARIFTA track and field coach John Ingram reflecting on the camaraderie of this year's squad. The 52-member team brought home 31 medals, including 8 gold, and an array of top 3 finishes in the field. Among the individual champions was DeAndre Rutherford of St. Augustine's College. The under-18 boys discus winner says the team is full of positivity.
My team is really filled with a lot of good people. And I guess all of that positive energy just combined.
Javon Martin of Tabernacle Baptist Academy was the under-18 boys 100-meter champion, as well as a silver medalist over 200 meters. He says hearing about the success of one of his teammates galvanized his efforts.
When they told me that Charisma win the first gold, that motivated me to get mine, because everyone is winning gold. So that just motivate me and get me hyped.
Some of the female athletes echoed similar sentiments. Soccer Serena Brown brought home the team's first medal, a bronze in the under-18 girls discus, while Laquelle Harris, a Comet, won bronze in the under-18 girls shot put.
From the throwers' perspective, all of us are basically family, especially the jumps. They're also family as well. So we help each other, we encourage each other each step of the way.
We had a meeting on the second day, and it was like, okay guys, we have some medals that were brought home. We need to go back out there and win some medals again. And I was like, okay, well, you got to do that.
And of course, everybody knows about the intense rivalry going on in high school sports. Not to worry though, soccer DeAndre Rutherford insists that it didn't get in the way.
We got a lot of soccer QC athletes on the team, but I don't think that mattered, because it mattered at a school schools at one point, but we represented the country this time, so none of that mattered this right.
Topping off the team's list of successes is the fact that 8 athletes have met the qualifying standards for the World Youth Championships this summer in Cali, Colombia. Jared Higgs, ZNS Total Sports.
Thanks a lot, Jared. Now another big announcement made today ahead of the IAAF BTC World Relays. Just days after the world's fastest man, Usain Bolt, confirmed his participation, it's now been revealed that Justin Gatlin will be a part of the pool for Team USA.
The Bahamas is going to be in for a real treat to see Justin Gatlin and Usain Bolt connect on the ankle leg of those 4x200 meter relays.
And with the announcement of Bolt, you see the domino effect now that Gatlin is a sign on. Do you think more high-profile athletes will be coming on as well?
Yeah, well, you know, last year was the first edition and everyone wasn't sure what to expect. A number of persons came, and the athletes in particular, and they went back, talking about how exciting the event was. Several of the Americans didn't understand or recognize that we in the Bahamas had this type of facilities and the organization of the event, and so they vowed to make sure they make effort to come back by making USA team. But of course, USA changes their personnel very often. Gatlin has indicated his interest in being here. The question is, is he going to be on America's team at this point in time? We all believe that he will, because they've selected a pool of athletes, and as have Bahamas. And of course, the final announcement and the closing date will be April the 20th, when all final entries will be in.
Now, while Bolt and Gatlin will sell a lot of tickets, you, the Bahamian public, will also be looking for a strong performance from Team Bahamas. Our Charles Fisher spoke to B3's boss Mike Sands earlier today to find out what we can expect.
According to B3's president Mike Sands, all things are in place to select the strongest team possible.
We have a management team and a coaching staff that is working and communicating with the athletes. Several of them have competed last weekend, and we are going to be competing this weekend in Florida as well. And at the end of the day, we will look at the top 6 performances in each category, and Team Bahamas will be named from the top 6 in each category. And it's our intention after that to convene a training camp. And a training camp does not mean to get in shape, but it means really for the 4x1 team and the 4x2 team to develop their synergy so that we also can present ourselves on this world stage.
2 coaches have been identified to assemble the best team the Bahamas can put forward.
Rupert Gardner at this juncture is heading the coaching staff, and he's been assisted in the coordination by Nathaniel McKinney. And Nathaniel has a very good relationship with the athletes, and so he's acting as the liaison with the athletes.
Last year, we did not field teams in the 4x8 and 1500 meter relays, and don't expect any this year.
The Bahamas' national record for the 800 is somewhere in the vicinity of 1 minute and 49 seconds. The average runner on the world stage runs 1 minute and 44, 1 minute and 45 seconds. And so when we look at the reality of us fielding a competitive team, we don't want to just put a team on the track to say we are a team on the track as the host country. We also want to be competitive to some point, and we don't want to cause embarrassment.
Team Bahamas expected to be named by April 20th, the deadline for team entrance. For ZNS Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
Thanks a lot, Charles. Well, the 2014-2015 NCAA basketball season is all history now, so the focus switches to the 2015 NBA draft, and the folks in Norman, Oklahoma are getting restless as they await the decision of Bahamian junior Buddy Hield.
With the NBA, there's a window where you can pull yourself back out as long as you meet certain criteria. I think he's going to test the waters a little bit, because he certainly thinks he has a chance to jump into the first round and possibly even the lottery. Louisville's Montrezl Harrell's already declared, Kansas's Kelly Oubre, and Texas's Miles Turner have already come out. Those guys certainly affect where Buddy Hield would go. And then the Kentucky bunch, all of those guys, really Willie Cauley-Stein, Karl Anthony Towns, those guys still have to make their decision, and that drastically affects things. I think the sense is that if Buddy Hield thinks he's going in the first round, he's probably going to go the NBA route and try to test that. Typically you would say you've got to be in the lottery for it to make much sense to jump. But I think with Buddy Hield, as long as he can get a guaranteed contract, as long as he can be a first-round guy, I think he's going to make that leap. I think he wouldn't feel bad if he sticks around for another year, and if the signs point to that being the smart decision, he'll go ahead and do that.
The New Providence Basketball Association's Best of 7 championships back on the floor last night at the AF Adderley Gym, and the PJ Stingers took a 3-1 series lead on the Patron Regulators thanks to a 99-87 Game 4 victory. The Stingers will try and close things out tomorrow night, but League President Keith Belsey-Smith says don't count the Regulators out just yet.
It's a very highly competitive series, and we feel that it will go down to the wire. The teams are very balanced. The coaches have done their homework. They've got game plans that they're implementing right now. And I think that the fans are in for a treat.
Now, in addition to Game 5 tomorrow night, the MPBA will also honor the memory of Tamaz Thompson. After being diagnosed with a cancerous tumor in her brain back in October of 2013, Tamaz lost her battle on March 30th of this year, and the MPBA thought it was the least they could do, as Tamaz's father, Perry, has been coaching in the league for many years, winning numerous titles with the Commonwealth Bank Giants.
We took it upon ourselves to hold a special event that night to see if we can raise some funds to defray some of the expenses that were incurred during her illness prior to her death. We have already also called on the teams to be part of this venture, and we've asked them to make a contribution from each one of the sponsors of the teams, and they've consented to do so. So we feel that this will be successful. So we want to encourage all the fans of the New Providence Basketball Association and those who are close to the family of Coach Perry Thompson to come out on Friday night and support this venture. I think it's well deserved. As you know, the Thompson family has been a part of the New Providence Basketball Association for quite a long time. An account has been set up with the Commonwealth Bank in honor of Ms. Thompson, looking for donations from anyone, from the public, from the teams. So if you're in the vicinity of any one of the branches, you can go and make a contribution also to help defray some of the expenses of Ms. Thompson and her family.
And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.